I'd show you a couple of different examples of what we're looking for when somebody's in their colors. And remember, there are 3 things that I find out about people. I find out whether they're dark or light, I find out whether they're warm or cool, and I find out whether they're bright or soft. And so I'm just wondering if there's somebody in the room who'd like to come up and be our little demonstration person. Okay. What was your name? Heidi? That's so weird. You look exactly like a Heidi that I know. I kept wanting to call you Heidi. Oh, I love that stuff. So I'm going to have you come up. And your hair has some color in it. How far would you say it is from your natural color?
My roots are pretty close.
Okay. In my studio, all of the walls are neutral gray. The lighting is full spectrum. We do have some natural lighting coming in, but in my studio, all of it is full spectrum lighting. And when I do a color analysis, I take out the hair color if the person has color in it. But your hair is so perfectly coiffed, I'm not going to make you do that.
It's fine.
I don't know that we need to do it. All right.
Fine.
So I would have her put that on. And then I normally would have her sit in front of a mirror where she can see exactly what's happening. You're not going to be able to see this, unfortunately, but everybody else will. And
she can see herself, actually.
Oh yeah, I guess she can, sort of. So the other thing that we do is we would have you covered with neutral gray. So we take all of that color right out of it. And I'm gonna cover myself with neutral gray also, because if I stand behind her with my light summer pink, it could really kind of throw off what you guys are seeing. Now remember, one of the things that's really important about harmony is, what harmony is things presenting as a unified whole. And we perceive color based on what's put next to it. So we're gonna neutralize the environment. In a perfect environment, I would have you take all your cosmetics off as well. I have people during the color analysis take off their cosmetics and then they bring them and we talk about them. So what I'm gonna do is just show you a few examples. Andrea talked about the importance of metals, jewelry, metallics in the capsule wardrobe. And I'm just gonna show you a little example of the difference between some of the base colors. Now, I'm just gonna do 4 seasons. I'm just gonna do like a winter, a spring, a summer, and an autumn right now. And then I'll show you some things that are a little bit more differentiated. But what we wanna see as we move from one drape to another is what happens to her face as I go from one drape to another, okay? We're gonna start with the black, and what we wanna see is an even, unified whole. We don't want the drape to draw attention to itself. We want her eyes and her eyebrows and everything to feel like a unified whole. When we go from the black of winter to the warm spring, what happens to her skin tone? What happens to her eyes?
She looks a little more yellow.
I think she turns a lot more yellow, actually. And I'm distracted by both of the drapes. I think the black is really heavy and it's drawing attention down to itself. And then we put the spring on and it's not just because it's metallic, but it's like, where is she? Let's see what happens when we go to the summer. But it also feels a little distracting, doesn't it? And I guarantee somebody who's a summer would look really good in that silver. And then what happens when we go to the autumn? Does it feel more balanced now? Do we see her eyes? Does she present as a unified whole with this brown drape? Okay? So to me, I just had to look from this angle. I don't even have to really see it too far to know that this one is best. And then, I don't know about the silver or the gold. Let's see. I think it's probably the gold, but it does put some yellow into her face. Mm-hmm. And then the black feels just a little too heavy and harsh, where the brown was actually a better version. Heidi, what's your favorite color?
Red.
Oh, good choice. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a couple of different reds. And I'm gonna try something that would be sort of a bright red. And then for purposes of the test, we'll use the pink like I'm wearing as a red. So what do we like better? Here is sort of a light pinky red. And then we're gonna do like a very, very bright red. And then we're gonna go to more of a tomatoey red. That's a softer, darker color. Are you guys seeing differences in the way she looks?
Mm-hmm.
Which one do you like the best? Is it the brighter version? I think she goes away in this light one.
They added the tomatoey one, looked nice too.
I think, is this one just a little too bright and overwhelming?
The darker red that you had on.
And then this one, the
Yeah.
tomatoey red feels kind of like just right, kind of like the brown drape. More of the autumny color. Although-
She kind of felt pretty in the fuchsia one too.
Yeah, this one kind of brings her to life a little bit. How about we do, so let's do something, let's look at the difference between that brighter color and something that would be appropriate for Andrea.
So can people be mixes of seasons?
I've not seen that at all.
Okay.
I do find that some people, say for example, within a season, there's some of the seasons have more variety. And say for example, this bright spring here, which is very, 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 very bright. These colors are really bright. Some of the people in there's so much variety that some of the people can be really dark, and it's kind of like the month of March. They're really dark and they almost feel more, they look better in some of the colors that are considered, the darker aspects of it. And some of the other people in the season are very, very light, and they might be able to wear something like this more readily.
Do you also notice like when you're in the sun more, you can wear certain part of your color palette a little bit more than when you're not?
Yeah, a lot of people ask me all the time, does a tan make a difference? And it doesn't change the color palette, but what it does do is, I know for me in the dead of winter, I am not likely to wear my yellows or even my whites. I do wear my whites, but I'm much, much, much more comfortable in a full-on white outfit in the middle of the summer when I have some more color, and I get outside a lot. So let's just do another sort of difference between, this is a very rosy, soft red that is more of an autumn red. And then again, we're gonna do this really, really bright red of bright spring. What do you guys think? And neither one of them could be right.
Of the two?
Mm-hmm.
Autumn.
Interesting. So with autumns, what we're usually looking for is more of a feeling in our stomach of this quiet, soft, harmonic, nice ease feeling. It's very elegant, it's very sophisticated. With somebody who's in a brighter season, we're looking for pop. Pop, 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 pop. You know the people that you see and you pop? I don't really want everybody to pop. I want the brights to pop, and I want the softs not to. Okay? I'm gonna have somebody else come up. Thank you, Heidi. So let me see, maybe I'm looking for somebody who has very